Yes, you are my people. All right. Cool. So I don't know. Should I stand back here or hold the mic? Confused. So I am Katy Kasmai, and I am the founder of TeamX and also a program manager on the material design engineering team at Google. Who here is familiar with material design? Awesome. Oh, that's fantastic. All right, I'm going to tell my team. Lots of people here. If you have any questions about it, come to me after that, because I'm not going to talk about material design in this talk, but happy to talk to you after this session. So actually, my background is in computer science and have an MBA, and I founded multiple startups in the past, but TeamX excites me on another level. So at TeamX, we believe in the potential of moonshots to help us solve some of our toughest challenges. We are teams of developers, scientists, engineers, designers, and more in NYC, and we have over 1,000 members. Does anybody know what a moonshot is? Nobody knows what a moonshot is. Yes, what's a moonshot? A shot to get to the moon before anybody else. Original definition. All right. Cool. An attempted what? What did you say? Project with a high probability of failure, but a potential for a high return. That's a great definition. A tech moonshot addresses a complex global problem with an outlier solution enabled by a novel application of existing science or technology or a game-changing breakthrough. Does anybody know what that means? I think that's Astro Tellers' definition. I'm not sure where that came from, but it is a mouthful. But I tell you what it does mean. In other words, what it does not mean. In other words, we're not about building apps, right? We're over the apps. We need big solutions. There are very rare instances of an app being a moonshot project. In general, we focus on huge problems, radical solutions with technological breakthroughs. That means a component of your project may not exist, right? It may not have been conceived yet, but you move forward and you think about building it as you go on. So right where that X is, right in the middle, that is where a moonshot lies. All right, can anyone tell us of a moonshot project? The atomic bomb. What year is this room in? Google Car, the self-driving car project at Google. Yes. Planes. Okay, cool. Hyperloop. Does anybody know what Hyperloop is? Yes. Anybody not know? You want to tell us a quick bit about Hyperloop? Who's that? You? Yes? Elon Musk's secret project. Okay, it's not very secret anymore. In fact, all the details are out there, and there's a team that came together dynamically, unfunded, and is actively building it. They came together online. I love that example because it is sort of fundamental to pursuing a moonshot, right? It's highly improbable that it'll work, but some really passionate people come together to build it without any funding, and they're actually making progress. They have a prototype in place right now that they're working on. So there are actually all kinds of moonshot projects, both big and small, out in the world today. And here's my one from our community. My friend Bodo has a moonshot project called DevFestDC. DevFestDC is developing a highly scalable, adaptive learning platform that can be cost effective and distributed to all children who need it, whether it's self-guided or in a classroom. It's quality education for anybody, anywhere. That's a moonshot. It's really hard to achieve. It's a special kind of moonshot, but it's also a moonshot. So we've got self-driving cars, we've got all-electric vehicles, we've got education projects, really interesting things in the world today around moonshots. All right, can anybody identify this? Fisker, thank you. Fisker was an automotive startup just like Tesla. They first revealed their project in 2008, around the same time as Tesla Motors, the all-electric roadster, right? The Fisker Karma was a plug-in hybrid, right? Kind of a safe move, alongside some bad tech decisions and some bad marketing decisions, but it was a safe move because we've got plug-in hybrids all over the place, right? But all-electric vehicles was a lot harder to make happen. Tesla, on the other hand, is all-electric. They came out about the same time, and going all-electric was a moonshot, and still is a moonshot. If you know anything about the car manufacturing industry, you'll know that for sure going all-electric is really hard. Has anybody seen the documentary Who Killed the Electric Car? If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, because it gives you a good impression as to exactly what they had to go through to overcome the market history. So definitely nearly impossible, very difficult. Going all electric was highly unlikely to succeed. Where is Fisker now? The safe move. They're gone, right? Where's Tesla today? Doing very well. Who has Tesla stock? I'm very excited for Tesla stock. Anybody? No? What? Thank you. It's like 2 people. You should definitely get some Tesla stock. That's okay. You can buy stock anywhere. It's like they have these online platforms now. So anyway, the point being that safe startups, not so safe. It's the moonshot ideas that inspire. Here's just a snapshot of the Tesla supercharger network worldwide today. It's amazing. It was nothing before. It was inconceivable. You know how many people told Elon Musk that he was out of his mind? And Fisker, the plug-in hybrid, should have made it, right? The world doesn't need incremental solutions right now. What we are so in desperate need of are moonshot projects. Not one, not two, but so many, many to help us get out of the place we're in now. There are currently somewhere around, can anybody guess how many funded moonshot projects there are out in the world today? Just throw out a number. 100. 10? 3 million. Wow. That's what we hope to achieve at TeamX. But sadly, 10 was closer. It's somewhere around 15 or so. Compare that to the number of generally funded startups, like app startups. It's insane. Do you know how many problems we have in this world that need moonshot ideas? So it's not going to cut it, right? Our future really depends on these big moonshot endeavors. And what we need right now is we need each and every one of you here to start thinking big. Really, really big. And don't stop. Don't tell yourself that's enough. We need more moonshots. Fill in the blanks, folks. All right, I know what you're thinking. Why me? But trust me, you can do this. You already have some important skills for pursuing moonshots. You're just missing a couple of key ingredients, okay? First, you need a problem to solve. We've got so many of those. We've got a lot of them. But which one drives you? Which one keeps you up at night? Which one wakes you up in the morning and makes you a morning person? Pick a problem that you're passionate about. Second, you need the right team. Having the right team makes all the difference. Take a look in the marketplace today. Look at a mediocre product out on the shelf. I guarantee that the team behind that mediocre product was probably very mediocre. But the team behind the exceptional product was probably very exceptional too. And for Moonshots, we need exceptional teams. We need exceptional ideas and people. Having the right team makes all the difference between the mundane and the exceptional. And for pursuing Moonshots, there's absolutely no room for the mundane Fisker. We need the exceptional Tesla. All right, so let's see. So exceptional teams are possible only with skydiving, yes. Boom. Everybody here should go skydiving first. Leaders, we need strong leaders. What happens very frequently when pursuing a moonshot? Always go to the moon with protection, folks. Oxygen and things like that. Who's heard of SpaceX? SpaceX. Who wants to tell us what SpaceX is? What's the mission of SpaceX? Mars. Boom. Anybody else? Anybody else know anything else about SpaceX? Excellent. All right. On August 3rd, 2008, the day that the third SpaceX rocket launch failed, it was a devastating blow for the company and for all the people who had worked for years to try to make it work. Imagine that. You've got your moonshot idea that you've been thinking about probably all your life, and you've got this amazing team, and you're just right at the brink, at the edge, and you've got your third rocket launch, and you're depending on it to succeed, and you're standing there with your team, and it fails, explodes. All those millions of dollars, all that hard work explodes. How do you think that team felt in that moment? What's that? Same as this ship. That's probably pretty true. In order to bring in any serious outside investment or payload contracts, SpaceX had to show that they could successfully launch a rocket. Elon Musk had funds left for one and only one more launch. If the fourth launch failed, SpaceX would be done. Can you imagine SpaceX? Like, SpaceX brings so much optimism for the future. And if it was done, a former longtime SpaceX employee describes Elon emerging from Mission Command that day after the failed rocket launch. Elon Musk, by the way, in case you don't know, is the founder of SpaceX. To address the company and deliver a rousing speech. I wonder what that speech was like, right? Imagine, and your rocket's exploded to bits, and you've got one more chance. How do you pull your team together? A former employee said, after he described the company, he said he came out to address the company, and after that, she said, I think most of us would have followed him into the gates of hell carrying suntan oil. It was the most impressive display of leadership I have ever witnessed. What does it take to deliver that kind of speech? You got to believe in it, right? And you got to be talking to the people who are with you and believe in what you're doing. On September 28th, 2008, that's like a month after the last rocket failed, it was time for the fourth rocket launch. we can't even launch a website like after a month. They're about to launch their 4th rocket, and this is it. After that speech, they went to work, right? They felt bad, they failed, but they got right back up and went to work, and within a month, had their 4th rocket ready to go. If this last one wasn't successful in putting a payload into orbit, that would be it for SpaceX. But guess what happened? Yeah, it succeeded perfectly. And then NASA awarded them a contract in December 2008. And SpaceX today is still alive. Elon Musk deeply believes that he's taken on the most pressing possible causes to give humanity the best chance of a good future. That's not mediocrity, right? A Fisker would have not been enough. A hybrid, it's just not good enough. You need the best. You need what drives you. There's no compromises in that. So here's the good news. The research into what makes teams successful has been done. There's lots of information out there on how to build a successful team. We just need to implement it. So I'll touch on that real briefly. What makes teams successful? The ingredients are a clear, elevating goal. So that's the beauty of pursuing a moonshot, is that you've got this awesome goal that drives your team, right? It's inherently elevating. For moonshots, we require a problem resolution structure. That means you need a high level of trust in your team. And competent team members, intelligent, street smart, people sensitive, people of high integrity, a unified commitment, a sense of loyalty from team members. That's what SpaceX had that day, yes. That's true. That's true. But DevFestDC, my friend's Moonshot education project, no funding. These are big examples, I understand, and I bring them up because people are familiar with them, but there's tons of examples of smaller projects. You don't need a ton of money up front to pursue a moonshot. Just want to make sure that's clear. There's tons of, if you go to the solveforx.com website, there's all kinds of community-driven moonshot projects. solveforx.com. It's a community driver for moonshot projects that's run by Google. All right, you need a collaborative climate, trust, openness, consistency, respect, standards of excellence, and pressure to perform well. And of course, principled leadership, creating attention through vision, creating meaning through communication, and establishing trust through positioning. At the end of the day, it's really about building trust with your team. Yes? That's a really great question. How do you verify that you're after a moonshot? Does anybody have any thoughts into that? How do you know you're after a moonshot? You don't question it. It's driven by passion, and most people think it's impossible. And it serves a big cause. The label is not important. All that matters is what you achieve. You get it into process. You get it going. Oh, you get it in the process. You figure it out along the way. People tell you it's impossible. It opens up a whole new world. I love these answers, yes. Yes, it comes back to that X, right? If we're going by the official definition of a moonshot, you've got you're addressing a huge problem with a radical solution and breakthrough technology, right? These are tech moonshots. What did you say? Building a time machine. Yes, that is a moonshot project. Ethical or not, I don't know. We have to watch some of that Back to the Future to see if it was a good idea. Sure. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a fun game of rock, paper, scissors. I guarantee you this is going to be the most exciting rock, paper, scissors you have ever played. Okay? Who's ready for this? Oh, you guys, wake up. Morning people. We're the morning people. I expect you guys to be like screaming. Okay. That's just the what? Morning moonshot. Okay. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to look to the person next to you, and you're going to play one round of rock, paper, scissors. Okay? That's the easy part. Once you lose, your job is to cheer that person on. And once you win, your job is to find the next winner nearby and play them. And if you lose and the person who was cheering you on, their job and your job is to now cheer on the other winner. And we're going to keep doing this until we have exactly one winner in this room. And when you have that winner, just put your hands up like this, and everybody's just going to scream and cheer that person's name. So first share your name, and then play rock, paper, scissors. Okay? Ready? Go. right, who's our winner? Name? Wait, what do you say your name? Amit. Amit. Big round of applause for Amit. Woo! Expert rock, paper, scissors player. Awesome. Was that not the most exciting round of rock, paper, scissors you have ever played? Yeah. It will probably be the most exciting rock, paper, scissors you will have ever played in your life. So I just want you to remember me for that. I'm sure you're wondering what that had anything to do with anything. It actually had nothing to do with anything. I just really like rock, paper, scissors. Every time I get a crowd together, I'm like, we have to play. But no. Does anybody know what happened there? Can anybody think about what was the point? Get excited about something stupid. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors is not stupid. No, seriously. It's a moon project? How about the morning people? Anyone? Right here, Kenneth, winner. Round of applause for Kenneth. You put the goal above yourself, right? Yeah, that's stupid. Feeling kind of funny about your comment, right? The goal above yourself, that's the point, right? You're going to get into all kinds of, arguments or debates or whatever with your team members around, the idea that you're pursuing. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you just don't even know. But you put the goal above yourself and you winning, and you cheer on your teammates, and you keep cheering on until the end. Because at the end, that's what matters, right? It felt pretty good when everybody was cheering that one person at the end, right? Or you could just go sit in the corner and mope about how it didn't, work out for you. Rock, paper, scissors. So there's really only one way to be a successful high-impact team. To support the right path, even if it's not the one you preferred, because there'll be wrongs, there'll be rights, but you have to iterate quickly, fail fast, acknowledge the right, and move onward. Fail fast. Fail fast. That's important. Because with moonshots, you can't build in a waterfall. You can't go to the end and see what happens. You got to try things quickly and be able to pick up and go. All right. So you know what a moonshot is. Now you have a great team. You probably even have something you're passionate about, right? So what do you do? Where do you go from here? All right, Google Ventures developed an intensive 5-day design sprint for startups. It's iterative, time-bound, and focused, kind of like agile development. We've adapted that method to cultivate moonshot thinking and help productive teams form. And instead of 5 days, at TeamX, we do it in half-day and 2-day sprints for public events and up to 3 days for organizations to make best use of time and keep focus. Sprints are one of the best ways forward to help your team get through those ideas quickly, fail fast, and find the best path. The point is to constructively and quickly get down as many ideas as possible individually and then collaborate as a team to decide the path forward and prototype. Again, I can't stress this enough. You iterate quickly. What's everybody laughing about? I just found this on a Google search. It looked cool. Prototype? No? Fail fast. You will fail over and over again when pursuing a moonshot, really anything. Just do it quickly. Don't get stuck on it, right? And then give the sprint everything you've got. It's important to let your ideas flow and to build on ideas, never saying no. You never say no when you're building and you've got ideas coming, right? When your team member or even yourself comes up with an idea, It's not complete and it's not final. You build on it by saying yes and. I was thinking about building an electric car that would have a really long range and you could take long road trips on. No, you're going to need charging stations along the way. It's not going to work. Or you could say, yes, and we can build charging stations along the way. We'll build a whole network. Right? Yes? Yes, and. Even in your own thoughts. It's so easy to put down your own thoughts, right? Don't let that happen to you. Pursue the moonshot that you care about. Build on the idea, even if somebody tells you it's impossible or sounds stupid. All right, the feedback that we get from our moonshot sprints are overwhelmingly positive. Like 96% of respondents from our events say that they would do the sprints all over again. It is truly a transformative experience. It takes you out of your ordinary day-to-day and it inserts you where anything is possible. You're in a space where we're telling you, that's a great idea, all of it. Build on it. Yes? Yeah. All right. Where you start to realize that you have the ability to pursue a thing with your team. And suddenly, you've got an amazing goal and purpose. Does that happen every day? No, but it should, because you don't need magic. It's not magic. Going after moonshots is not magic. All right, so today we explored the definition and characteristics of a moonshot project. We talked about what can make a high-impact team. And we talked about sprints. And, of course, we played rock, paper, scissors. It was like the best part, right? All right, who here has a moonshot idea? Moonshot idea. You want to share? Automate homes for seniors for accessibility and get them connected. Amplify the power of the mind. What else? What are some more moonshots in here? Artificial intelligence. Empower women to protect themselves from physical abuse and make it affordable. Free service to argue with people online. I love it. It's perfect. It's like the YouTube comment section or something.
So something on the similar lines, like old people cannot keep up pace with the technology.
Yeah.
So they do not get all the benefits. So something like artificial intelligence, robot or something, I don't know.
Okay.
Which can serve their whole purpose.
Anybody else? Yes. Preserving fresh water. Awesome. Water preservation. You got one here? Similar. Agricultural wastewater. I feel like a team might be able to form here. You guys should talk about this. Yes. Commercial asteroid mining. Woo. A new form of government. Oh God, yes.
Use octocopters to move from place to place.
Use what?
Use octocopters.
Autocopters?
Octocopters.
I don't know what
Drones.
that is. That's great. Drones. Oh God, yes. Okay, awesome. Automotive and gasoline-free DC. Woo! That is a moonshot. I love it. Yes. Charge automatically when your electric car will. Do you have a Tesla? Who here has a Tesla? Oh, he's giving rides to everybody after. Okay, so if you pursue this moonshot, you could positively change the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. So I, for one, I'm telling you that your idea is worth pursuing. Who here agrees with me? The ideas you heard in this room, don't they sound amazing? Worth pursuing? Yes. Yes, and believe it and want it. Pursuing a moonshot isn't easy, right? But that's what makes it good. Moonshot projects take a long time to show their results. That's why you need to believe in it and let it drive you. All right, so you can sign up on our website for joining our next public moonshot sprint. We can also try to help your organizations think about moonshots and come to your place. Does anybody have any questions about what we talked about here today? Any questions at all? You in the back, I saw your hand raised. You, yes, you. No? I'm just kidding, I didn't see any hands. All right, here we go. It is a service we're starting to provide. We're experimenting with it. We're excited about what happens when we bring random people together. The results are amazing. So if you're thinking you have an organization or maybe you have a team and you just need some help getting yourself to that place, I think TeamX is a great place to turn to help you get your ideas lubricated. No, it's TeamX on the side. Yeah. Anybody else? I heard a question. We can talk about that later, yeah. Anybody else? Any other?
So if, say, me and the other water guy
Yeah.
do our team and realize like the commitment was can't work, need to commit to really make it. Like, are there organizations? I mean, it sounds like TeamX is kind of that, but that would somehow help make that viable. I mean.
Sorry, you're asking like a question about funding or
I mean,
help pursuing ideas?
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying like, you know, so I think you mentioned that a lot of these ideas that you talked about had big funding to back them up, and it's like, you know, I as an individual have to work to live, and how do you make that transition, and does TeamX help people do that? So
that's a great question. Are there any investors in the room, by the way? Any VCs or angel investors? No. One. So Cheetah here is offered to fund your startup venture.
I don't want to raise my hand here.
For a small equity, he will. No. I don't know. In New York, we get tons of VC hands up and investors all over the place. Listen, funding is obviously a fundamental issue in pursuing, right? When we talk about SpaceX and Tesla, Elon Musk poured his PayPal money into it. He kept almost none for himself, right? So no, it's not easy. But like I said, there's lots of smaller moonshot projects that grow to be big things. Hyperloop is not particularly funded. Those people, last I checked, don't take a salary. I don't know, you got to make your life arrangements work. There are ways. People do it all the time. There's all kinds of app startups with people don't have incomes. You can pursue a moonshot and still not have an income, or maybe you've saved up. I don't know. There's all kinds of ways of doing this. But what I'm telling you is when you're pursuing that idea that you care about, it drives you. You find a way. And there are VCs. There are organizations. We can try to help connect you. I mean, if you seriously get your project to a place, yes, we can get people in the door and, you know, listen to your thoughts and see where your project is going. So, but anyway, get started first, and then we'll see how it goes, and then send me an email. Yes. Yeah, if you come to the public ones, the public sprints that we have, it's a great place to find a team. So there's an application process. We typically look for people with really high-tech backgrounds or just, you know, a lot of experience in whatever they're doing, whether it's product management or design or whatever, and we try to group people into teams around challenges. We've had one startup form called Intelligence, which is around recycling and achieving zero waste and things. So that's really exciting out in New York. They're doing it on the side. They're all fully employed and they just do it on their side time. So yeah, great place to find people who are interested in moonshots. Right? You walk out on the streets. There's not you don't always find people interested in it the way you are. Yes. So yes, they're only in New York City, but it's like a quick trip. Seriously. Yes, and I know, right? Well, I don't know. If I get an invitation to do one here, I might. I'm just saying.
She has the invitation.
Okay, so I just want to say thank you to Antonio and Cheetah, AOL, James, everybody for your time. I really, really appreciate you coming out here this morning, Saturday morning, rainy morning, but this room is fully packed, and that's super awesome. Makes me really excited. And I love that you're all thinking about moonshots now, right? Who wasn't thinking about moonshots before they came in here? Who's thinking about them now?
Everybody.
Come on, don't embarrass me. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. You can email me at katy@teamx.com.
So thank you.